in our last lesson, we learned how to set up a proportion. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to solve a proportion. Okay? So in the last lesson, I gave you a taste of how to solve a proportion. And in this lesson, we're going to actually go through the process. Now, to recall what we learned in class is that there are two methods to solving a proportion. There's mental math, and mental math you is in it is should be familiar to you as if you are finding the equivalent fraction or if you are simplifying a fraction. Okay, that's the mental procedure. Cross product, okay, should be familiar to you when you're solving for the unknown, solving algebraically. Okay, so those are the two approaches: mental math and cross product, where you're solving algebraically for the unknown. So let's get started. We're looking at Redbook, page 126, even numbers 4 to 26. Okay? A lesson begins with mental math. Okay? Numbers 4 through 8. 4, 6, 8. The textbook asks us to use mental math to solve for the variable. So in this case, if we are looking for the greater value, so here 9/15, the equivalent of it was a greater value. So if we go from a lesser value to a greater value, then we obviously multiplied the lesser value by a number to get the greater value, okay? Or the greater product, all right? So then what times 5 will yield 20, give us a product of 20? And that would be 5 times, very good, 5 times 4. And as we know, what you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. So if 5 times 4 is 20, then 9 must be multiplied by 4. And 9 times 4 is, very good. So therefore, this answer would be 36. So, okay? So Z would be equal to 36. All right? Any questions? Well, you're not here to ask questions, so sorry about that. Let's move forward. Let's move to number 6. On number 6, now we have the greater value, both the numerator and the denominator, and we're going to a lesser value. So we obviously reduce or we divide it, okay? So therefore, to move from a greater value, 24, to a lesser value, 4, then 24 is divided by what number? You guessed it. It is divided by 6. So 24 divided by 6 is 4. So then 42 divided by 6 gives us a 7. So W is equal to 7. Okay? Let's move on to 18. In 18, we see 7/16. Okay? You see if I have that written correctly on number 8. Okay, yes we do. We have 7/16. So therefore, when we are looking at this, we're looking at a greater value to a lesser value. Okay? And so therefore, when we have a greater value to a lesser value, then we obviously divide it. So we divided 16 by 4. So we would take 7 and divide it by 4. Therefore, we would take our calculator and we would say 7, our division symbol, 4, hit equal, and we see that it is 1. X is equal to 1.75 or 1 3/4. Either way, okay? That would be the answer for number 8, okay? Now, for numbers 10, through 20, they ask us to use the cross product or the algebraic technique for solving for the unknown, the variable. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this. We're going to cross multiply so that 2a is equal to 16 times, I'm so sorry, 6 times 15 gives us a 90, okay? So that we have 2a is equal to 90. Now, when we recall our techniques, we call our techniques that when we have a variable and a coefficient or a number, we want to isolate the variable, and we ask the question, who's in this case, A's house? That is 2. And what is 2 trying to do to A? In this case, multiply. We would do the inverse, which is to divide. So we're going to divide 2 out of A's house, and therefore A is equal to 45. All right? Okay, moving forward. Number 12. Number 12, we're going to cross multiply. Okay? Therefore, we have 4 times v is 4v. Okay? And then 3 times 14 gives us a 42. Okay? Now, once we find that out, 42 equals to 4v, we ask the question, who's in V's house? 4. And so we want to move 4 out by dividing 4 out. Okay? Once we move 4 out of V's house, we have a 10.5 for number 12. V is equal to 10.5. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at number 14. We are going to cross 36 times r is 36r. Then we have 24 times 42. We have 1,008. Then we're going to isolate r by putting 36 out of r's house. And then r is equal to 28. Okay? All right, let's keep moving forward. We're going to cross multiply. This becomes 12x is equal to 8 times 3, which is 24. We're going to isolate x by moving 12 out, and then x is equal to 2. Okay? We're going to cross multiply again. This time we have 4 times 36 equal to 24c, right? We're going to isolate c by moving 24 out, and 6 is equal to c. Okay? We're going to cross multiply again. And we have 20w is equal to 420. And we're going to isolate w by moving 20 out. Divide both sides by 20. And therefore, w is equal to 21. Okay? Let's move forward. What is the error? Okay, here they multiply 8 times m. Okay? Well, the problem with that is that we did not get a cross product. Okay? They multiplied the numerator times the denominator, okay, and therefore they got an erroneous answer. If they were to cross multiply, it would have been 24m is equal to 8 times 15, which gives you 120. Then you would isolate, okay, and it's therefore m is equal to 5, okay? Now, here we have a word problem. How much does it cost to buy 10 medium pizzas? 3 medium pizzas cost $10.50, but you want to know how much it costs to buy 10. So let's set this up. We have the pizza to the costs, okay? All right. So then if we have 3 pizzas, $10.50, okay, we're setting up a chart here. All right, but we want to know how much will 10 pizzas cost. We don't know. So now we have our two ratios. 3 pizzas is $10.50. 10 pizzas, we do not know. Okay, so now let's cross multiply. So you have 3p is equal to 105. Okay, then you take your 105 and divide it. You want to isolate the p so that when you isolate the p by moving 3 out, p is equal to $35. That's how much it costs to buy that number of pizzas. Okay, now last question. Number 26. Okay, we are looking at cross product. We know that 5 times 4 gives us 20, but now we have 2 times d minus 2. Okay, that is a distributive property. Okay, that's going on here. So that we have 20 is equal to 2d minus 4. Okay, now we want to move the 4 over by plus 4 plus 4. So we have 24 is equal to 2d. We want to isolate d by moving 2 out. Both sides are divided by 2, and therefore d is equal to 12. Okay, that is your lesson for page 126 even, solving proportions. Okay, hopefully that was helpful to you. Have a good day.